famous 2009 workshop stage here at the pit. I'm Happy Tramp from Homespun, and we're really glad everybody's been coming in here. We've had a fantastic 2 days of music. It's been incredible here, and we're glad you're all here. Anybody know what busking means?
Oh yeah, all too well.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, well, just pretend this is a subway or a street corner or whatever, and welcome Scythian.
Hold on. We're not going to go over there, man. It's a homeless guy. Yeah, he hates it. He hates it. Well, why don't we go by the water fountain? Chalice is over there now. He said you need a permit. You aren't called cops. Well, again, one of our... There's some quarter tables right here. You want to just buy a board? All right, what's that? It's a good sidewalk. All right.
That's hysterical.
This doesn't really happen in real life. You don't find quarter-inch cables. We're already lying to you, which means that you should only trust half of what we say.
Who's half?
Does anybody in the chat?
We'll tell you after the show.
Does anybody know what busking is? Yeah. You got some street music. Who's actually played in the streets before?
Nice.
Nice.
You have, yes.
There's a as you know, if you've done it, there's a big break between playing in your room and even playing on a stage and then playing in the streets. There's something really unforgiving and grueling about it. And we've learned to doing it. Some of the things that the hard way, I would say. Some of the things to do and not to do. What we're going to do is we're going to just talk about it a little bit. And if there are street musicians out there, we can swap secrets. I mean, we're not going to give away the places where you play, but if you have anything to add to what we say, it's sort of an open forum thing because it's mostly based on experience and what we've done. So
that's right. We were asked to do this workshop because we started out in the streets of Old Town Alexandria. We were in school and we were flat broke. And one night, Friday night, I decided to grab my brother and figure to see if people would throw money at us.
And I gotta say, I am not the kind of person that would go out here. He's the pushy one and loud. You'll soon realize this, but who's talking? You just grab the paint bucket. The streets have changed me. You grab the paint bucket, he's like, let's go, you know. And then Joey came along. He just graduated from college.
I'm the shy and reticent one.
He brought him along because he looks almost. He has that sort of homeless style, which sort of arouses pity in people. And then Mikey, we found him, he was just kind of leaning against a door jamb, asleep, with that washboard on.
I was touring around with fish at the time, so I was all to myself.
So,
He's with fish, next to fish.
Yeah, like Bodie.
Yeah, it was basically hunger and basically the sort of magical thing that happens, you throw your case out and all of a sudden it fills up with cash that Uncle Sam doesn't know about.
Yeah.
In the world! We're like gods until we spent it on a bar tab.
So you go to a restaurant and you pay a $200 tab in dollar bills. So we weren't, the assumptions are awful. We weren't always getting the easy life. When we started, we kind of started it poorly because, let's just do a little quick evolution of what it looked like when we started. That's why we were not making any money. Once we got it under control. All right. We did very little eye contact and we were just focusing on our strings. And it took us a little while before they don't really care if you hit all the notes.
Really, that was a good lesson. I mean, you can practice as much as you want, but when I started, I know that it was, tapping my foot and playing at the same time was something that was really difficult for me. But it was playing in the streets when you realize that no one will look at you, no one will throw anything at you, and no one will even stop. There will be hordes of people just flying by you, and no one will even stop, which is incredibly humiliating, which will force you to start doing ridiculous things to make a fool of yourself, so people will notice.
Like
Look
what?
at me, pay attention to me, please. Like dressing in short ties. That helps, all right? Anything you can do to sort of grab their attention, get the hat out. And we realize that making noise, jumping up and down, people are hard. It's hard to make people. It's hard for people to make fools of themselves. So you got to do it for them double time. So we're gonna jump into a reel, Irish reel, and a lot of the stuff we started playing is reel based. The Irish stuff because it was very accessible, and that's just sort of how we got into it. I mean, bluegrass and old time is great that way too. But so we're gonna start off with an Irish reel. Give you an idea of like if we were playing in the streets right now, what we would do if you saw us on the street corner.
Attend the street corner. Utter silence, it's like a library. That's good, make some noise. We're not allowed to clap yet. Make noise. Turn people's heads. Those noises are acceptable. You people gather around. Jumping up and down, make some hands. Alright, y'all put your hands together. Thank you.
So what happens when you do, oh. It works. So what happens when you do all of that and you look up and there's nobody there?
You cry?
Definitely. But there's that moment when you go out street performing, there's a lot of anticipation. Because you're like, first of all, you know, you're a performer, you've put a lot of time to get to where you are as a performer. And part of me is like, you know what? I don't want to go out and play for money, but the part is excited. It's like there's a lot of emotions that go on when you put yourself on the line like that. And when you play this great raging piece that you've been working on, you look up and no one really cares. Part of you is
They think you're a homeless guy and a vagrant. A vagrant, you know, you get that look. You get that look from people and like,
and
You know,
I have a job.
and we have to, no, you didn't have a job actually when you first started.
true.
So, I mean, and you start trying to think of ways to grab people. And there was this one guy, he played Kurt, whose name was Curtis, and he was a professional, and he was this amazing Delta blues player, and he had these things attached to his leg, and my brother and I, when we first started out, Joe, we'd be like, we would play, and he would just have hordes of people around him, just making tons of money. And he was a solo act, and we'd be playing, sweating, and make maybe $13 over the course of a couple hours. And so we had to ask him. He was good enough to give us a secret on how to get people to throw money at you and to stop and look at you.
Yeah, and interesting that we found, we'll be able to tell you that secret, you buskers out there. But what I was going to say too is, through this process of trying to figure out, getting over the nerves of being out in public, but then the anticipation of playing for people and expecting, sometimes people will listen and then not give any money. And it's funny, it's just like your mind starts doing things that you